Hey folks, welcome to Ham Radio on Fire. I thought I'd give you a quick update on the fire weather that we're currently experiencing here in the Middle Tennessee area. It's always good to kind of start with some metrics that we can look at on the internet. Real common one anymore is the U.S. Drought Monitor, and this allows us to look at multiple regions throughout the state. The only unfortunate thing with this metric is that it's basically only updated on Thursdays, so it's already almost a week old at this point. But if we look at the Middle Tennessee area, we can see we're in some a little bit of short and long-term impacts. Drill down to our area, and we can see we have a little bit of abnormally dry and a little bit of moderate drought. This will change come Thursday morning when we get a new metric for this. So it's good to kind of look at something else. This metric takes into account what's going on with streams and agriculture, things like that. And when you're concerned about fire spreading in or around your home, especially if you're like me and you live next to a big patch of woods, then you might be interested in actually keeping up with this a little bit more carefully. I'll put a link to this in the description below. If you don't mind, while you're there, please like and share this video with anyone who might benefit from it. I appreciate that. And I'll try to keep up with updates as we go through the fall and the spring burn seasons. It's good to kind of look at some other metrics. And so this is the Keach-Byram Drought Index. And the opening page for it. I will put a link for this in the description as well. This is updated daily, which is great, but you can't drill down to the individual county level. You kind of have to guess, okay, we're in this area, so we're right from the dark orange to the light orange, but we're not red yet. And if we take a better look at this, we can see we're in anywhere from 500 up to 700. This will change as another day of this heat and low humidity goes on. And so this basically kind of means that 500 to 700 really means that we were looking at 5 to 7 inches of rain that's required to kind of bring us back to normal. That's the measure of how far behind we are. It only goes to 8, so 8 inches is assuming full saturation of soil, and we're not anywhere near that right now. We need up to 7 inches, so we're in kind of tough shape, considering that September and October are our driest months ahead of us. That said, that's why I'm here today. As I said earlier, a colleague of mine with the Tennessee Division of Forestry has indicated that they've already fought a wildfire in the mid-state. And this was burning in sheltered fuels in the woods, which is an indication of how hot and dry things really are. Any indication is that we could have a tough fall in front of us in terms of the work needing to be done and keeping up with the things that we have to keep up with. So I recommend that you clean those gutters and eaves early and often, especially if you have pine trees over your home. You're going to want to get that gutter clean now, because it's not that tidal wave of fire that comes out of the woods. It's the little embers that blow in from up to a mile away that land in your gutter, set this stuff on fire, and your house burns from the roof down, or from the mulch that you have. Personally, I don't ever mulch with pine needles. You might want to consider charging up those hoses. One of the things I do at my house is I take my garden hoses and I lay them out in a figure-8 fashion, as you can see here. This is attached to the spigot. I have purged all the air out of the line, shut the nozzle, shut off the spigot, just reduce the pressure. So it's a fully charged hose that I can turn on the spigot at the house, grab this, and literally go to work with that. As well, you can take this configuration and lay it over your hose hanger. Don't ever coil it in a perfect circle around this, because they will get tangled. This, you can grab the whole thing from the middle, throw it on the ground like the previous picture, and you can go to work with that. These are just some simple tips that can help you protect your home, and it doesn't cost you any money. It's just something you have to set up ahead of time to save yourself some time, because minutes do matter. As well, take your garden rakes and your shovels, anything else you have like that, set them around the yard in different places where you know you can get to them easily, and having that kind of tool at hand can really help. And then lastly, consider burning outside very carefully. I would call the fire department if you're going to do that right now, because it can get out of hand quick. It is very, very dry. I got 27% humidity at the house yesterday. It was 30% humidity last night at 9 o'clock. And that's really dry for August, especially, we're not even in September and October, again, our driest months of the year. All that said, if you see smoke, call 911. And let the fire department take care of that. That's not our job. A couple products and other things I'd recommend is the National Fire Prevention Association's website on FireWise, and I'll put a link to that in the description as well. This gives you some tips as well that go a little bit beyond what I talked about in terms of keeping your defensible space around your home and what you might want to consider in these various zones. So that link will be in there. Take a look at it. For anyone interested in the fire weather products that are out there, you can look at the fire weather dashboard for your city or county and take a look at what the temperatures are for max. Look at 101 and 100 again tomorrow. Minimum of 80, 72 for the minimum here. And then the RH values, which are really important, are very low today and tomorrow. We will get some relief Friday through Saturday, but remember, fire weather comes and goes quickly because all these grasses and leaves, they can respond to really low humidity in as little as 1 hour. And that's why we call them 1 hour fuels. So make your preparations now for fall. We're looking at some pretty dry weather, at least in the short term. Maybe a little bit of relief this weekend, which is good for all of us. One other product that's a little bit more intuitive for people is got an advertisement here, is the Weather Underground site. You can go to your city, go to the 10-day forecast. Again, I'll put the link in the description below. And on here, you can see your temperatures and your humidities for tomorrow. We're looking at 31% and a little bit of cloud cover, which will be good. It'll help ease things up a little bit. We'll just have to see how it goes. And then here's our relief coming on Friday. Still pretty hot. Low humidities are not quite out of the 40s. So, and then for Saturday, we're looking at a low of 52% humidity. Stuff to keep in mind as you go along. If you would, please like and share these videos with anyone who would benefit or anyone in your neighborhood, just to kind of encourage them to take a few precautionary steps. Doesn't cost you any money, it just costs you a little bit of time. This is Ham Radio on Fire. I will check in with you later. Thank you.